Hey, what's up, guys? So we're gonna make it just a just a random video today. Generally, like a lot of the shit I talk about, it's like got a certain point, certain objectives, certain things I want to talk about and hit on. But very rarely do I just kind of open up the camera and just speak freely. So today I'm gonna do that. And the reason being is because I've been doing a lot of processing myself. As a lot of you may know, I'm a personal development coach. I help people with health and integration, help with religious trauma, individuating and integrating from our parents, just normal health and going after your dreams, removing blockages, all the things. But, a big part of doing that work is we got to do it on ourselves as well. And I've been doing that a lot lately. I always do it, but especially recently with this Epstein Files stuff being released, just like a lot of you guys, like 2020, 2020 through now, very much a core event in our life. This is, just a profound, poignant moment. All of us can remember what was going on when the pandemic hit. All of us can remember, the shock when we realized that the world's being locked down, these draconian measures are put in place, the shock of watching our friends and family just go along with it. And we're probably still battling the aftershocks of that. Me personally, if you know any of my story, uh, I was I was pretty much abandoned by both of my parents. Like I'm trying to trying to tell this story without sounding like a pity party, because really it was the greatest gift that's ever happened to me. But long story short, don't have a relationship with my mother. I don't even know if she's alive right now. And my father, he, bless his heart, good man, just he lost his way. He lost his way and he fell in alcoholism. And anyway, we don't have a relationship. And really, the final straw was the COVID pandemic, and him basically telling me and my wife we were irresponsible parents because we weren't going to vaccinate our children. That led to other discussions about the past. That led to an ultimatum that I laid down for him, which was, not accepted by him. So here we are. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have similar stories. We've had family members that have died suddenly, and they just happen to be the type that were also pro-vaccination. They were threatening to not invite certain family members to holiday events and the like. And it was ironic and super sad that they were the ones that dropped dead. So everybody's going through something. And my whole mission with everything right now is for myself to really fully process and integrate those experiences. Integration and processing, it works on levels. We get to certain levels where we feel like, okay, I'm good now. And a lot of people think they're healed at that point. But really what it is like we integrate at the level of our personal readiness. So whatever we're ready to work through, whatever we're ready to integrate in this life phase, this life situation, when we do the work, we'll get there. And generally, we move on to something else, a different phase of development and growth. And we'll generally come full circle back. And I did a full circle these last few months. I started making more content around some of these conspiracies, and particularly the COVID one, because obviously we move on from one false flag to the next. And I realize in the work I do, on top of people's religious trauma, there was the pandemic trauma that everybody in the world was subjected to. And depending on your personal situation, the severity of it, some of you, myself included, faced a job loss, lost a six-figure income job. Family members, maybe some of you were forced to take the vaccination, or you're going to lose something that you weren't ready to lose at the time. But everybody went through something. No matter what you believe about the pandemic, whether you believe it was legitimate and real, nobody was lying, and you had all these idiots that were pushing conspiracies and making, the whole process harder, the lockdowns longer, or if you saw what people in this group believe is the truth, then you got to watch other people fall for it and ultimately pay with their life. So no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, you face a traumatic experience. So what I see in my work is people that have not healed and integrated this shit. So I guess my whole role in all of this, and I'm curious what you all see your role as well, because we all have a role here, right? Our role isn't just to survive and get by. It's human nature to be helpful. It's human nature to be useful. And if we allow the news, if we allow the news cycle, the false flags, the psyops to get us, then we no longer become useful. We become useful idiots for the wrong agenda. So I see my role as one of keeping the awareness high, adding punchiness to the delivery of the message. For some people that really triggers their subconscious, and some people can't handle it, and some people love it. I don't really care. That's how I choose to deliver the message. But as well, on top of that, I'm here to provide a useful path out of whatever rumination cycles, whatever deep, dark cycles that people have found themselves in because of following the news. Because it is a two-edged sword, right? On one hand, you don't want to get enveloped in the psyops. You don't want to have it rule you, run you, create division and separation within you, which creates division and separation within the collective. Now, granted, some people just are so far off of our frequency and wavelength that we really can't unite with them on a physical level or on a 3D level, so to speak. But spiritually, we can always stay connected to people, in my humble opinion. So on one edge, we don't want to get enveloped in the rabbit holes and in the side, but on the other edge, we don't want to be totally asleep either, right? Because being awake and not aware is just as good as being an NPC. So we've got to walk that line. And for us to be the most useful, we must be the most integrated, we must be the most strong, we must be the most willing to face whatever battle comes our way. And in order to do that, we need to become integrated people. So I guess I'm curious what you all are going through right now, what you all are processing, and how that is affecting you. What do you need the most help with? It could be as simple as how to communicate and relate to people that see things completely opposite of you. How to not take things personally when you know you're in the wrong room. How to not throw the baby out with the bathwater in your relationships. Even in relationships where the other parties might be willing to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So how do you do that without totally sacrificing yourself, your morals, your values? How do you not cut your nose off to spite your face? Maybe you're dealing with health issues. Maybe you have undeniable health issues. You know yourself better than anyone else, and you know that you need to know the plan, but you also need to be held accountable. And maybe you've lost faith in the medical system. God, I hope so. The mental health world, God, I hope so. There are great therapists out there, but in general, the world of mental health and clinical therapy it's lacking severely. Maybe you have all these issues, but you don't know where to go. You don't know where to turn. So that's my role in all this. I would love to see this community turn into something useful, but not overbearing. I don't want this to be a cult. I just want this to be a place where people can check in, talk, have useful conversation, schedule meetups. Maybe we do some retreats, and just create a community where people can be free and open and exchange ideas and just be able to talk and share. So anyway, I think I've rambled enough, but I figured I got to get something posted in this community, and I had a lot on my heart and my mind lately, and processing a lot of this stuff, and I'm so happy with the results of that work. It was very traumatic for me in 2020. A lot of you can say the same, like I said. So me personally, lost a 6-figure income. This dream that I had of coaching people, it'd been on the sideline for 9 months. I hadn't touched it due to the pandemic. I was a manager of a grocery store at the time, so my time was filled with putting stickers on the floor and fucking enforcing mask policies and all the bullshit. I saw the writing coming on the wall. We were going to start having to encourage vaccinations and whatnot. So even if I didn't get fired for blowing the whistle on some shit, I would have quit eventually. But really pleased with the work and what I've been able to integrate I tend to have minimized that situation, but when you think about it, I had a six-figure income job that I've been doing for 15 years. It's the only career I really had. I was actually in the industry for 21 years, but in that role as a store manager for 15. It was really the only skill that I thought I had, management, leadership. Yeah, and then I had this dream of being a holistic health coach. and and I had a 5-year plan. I got kicked out on my ass 2 years early, so here I am, just lost a six-figure income job, having to dip into my retirement, with a pretty good financial penalty for doing so, just to make ends meet. This coaching business that I'd had on the sidelines for 9 months, I had to dust it off. No idea how to be an online coach. No idea. I mean, coach people, but how do you market yourself online? How do you clearly articulate what you do and do it in a way that is authentic to you without falling into the marketing trap of smoke and mirrors, bells and whistles, and shiny objects? What are your kids going to think about you? When you tell your kids to go after your dream, try to find a way to not work for someone else, and all these things, and what happens if you fall on your face doing the exact same thing? As you can imagine, over the last 6 years, there's been ups, there's been downs. I've thought about quitting I don't know how many times. But at the end of the day, there's nothing more rewarding, no better way, at least for me, of making an income than to share what's gotten you through the darkest times, what's helped you maintain your personal power, what's helped you climb every fucking hill that's been presented in front of you, carry every boulder, push it up every fucking hill, and when you're done, feel stronger, not exhausted. There's nothing more rewarding than that for me. Now for you, it's probably something different, and that's okay. The reality is when you find your dream, when your purpose meets your aptitude, and it also meets a need that the world it fills a void that the world is creating. That's the sweet spot. So anyway, ramble, babble. That's just what I've been processing lately, and it's so empowering and enlightening and freeing, and I just want to share it with y'all, along with giving you a space where you can connect and be you. So if you ever need anything, reach out to me directly in the group. Please feel free to post your own videos. That's what we're here for. All right, love you all, each and every one of you. I love you. Peace.